Hi, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a get ready with me chit chat for this green eyeliner. I feel like it's a super wearable way to add a little pop of color to your look. I know that color kind of scares me. I know it can scare a lot of people, but I really like how this look came out. And everything I'm using is under 20 bucks. Awesome. Here we go. This is the best lip balm on earth. I prefer there's a vitamin E and shea butter one that's amazing. This one is the mint one, which is also nice just because it's minty, but man, once you discover this stuff, there's no going back to other lip balms. This is another one of my favorite skin products. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what it does to my skin. It's amazing. Can you see this? It's like purple, pink, dewy, amazing. The first time I used these wipes, I was like, whoa. I don't know how they're so good because they don't have junk in them, but they're really good. This is the e.l.f. Beauty Shield's SPF 50 Skin Primer, and I actually don't love it on my face. It's a little bit too thick, but I love it right here on my chest where it's super red from past sun damage. You can see how this just blends. I love using this so that I just don't have like a weird line between where my makeup stops and the rest of my skin. I love this lotion because it makes your skin just so dewy. It's amazing. With this foundation that I'm using today, I don't typically use a primer. I just like to make sure my skin's really hydrated, and then I blend the foundation in to get more of a light medium coverage. And I'm using this oval brush. This is from Crown and BoxyCharm, and I love it. It just looks like a giant toothbrush. I always use a beauty blender. There's nothing like the authentic beauty blenders because they make any foundation or any products look high-end. They just are incredible. And I'm just using the beauty blender to literally press the rest of the foundation into my skin. I don't apply with the beauty blender because I feel like it just takes up too much product, so I apply with my hands or with a brush. And then I use the beauty blender just to finish it up. And you see you can dab a little bit more of this foundation in wherever you need it, and it does blend really nicely. I just kind of go over my scars, around the sides of my nose that always get a little bit red. And then my chin and my forehead's a little bit like dry and funky today, so we'll add a little there too. I actually think this foundation blends even better with fingers, to be honest, than a brush. Like, I still love the beauty blender because, I mean, beauty blenders honestly just make any foundation look awesome. You can see I didn't put any concealer under my, or any foundation under my eyes because I feel like when you get a little bit older, you just, I don't know. I just don't like to double up there because I feel like it ends up making me look way older. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I want them to make one shade lighter than this that's the same undertone. This looks like it's going to be the right concealer shade, and then it does oxidize a little bit. That is probably too much. Oh well. Oh yeah, I used way too much. I like to spray my what's it called? My setting spray right into my beauty blender. I'm struggling with this packaging for some reason, so I'm just gonna do a little teeny bit of setting spray right on the edge of the beauty blender. Ooh. I just take a little bit of that setting spray right in the beauty blender, and then I go right over my concealer with it, and then I can avoid using too much powder. It's the Targeted Natural Glow Stick. This color is Fresh Morning Dew. And oh my gosh, it's like the coolest. I think these are $4. It's amazing. I'm actually gonna zoom in so you can see it. That's incredible to me. It's like making my skin so dewy and pretty. If you're nervous about this moving your foundation around too, you can just put it on your finger and dab it on that way. Honestly, the closest thing I have to this is my Tom Ford highlighter, which is like, I think $90. I honestly use this beauty blender for everything. I just feel like it makes all the makeup look seamless. Typically, I would probably do my bronzer at the end, but today I'm gonna use this bronzer from e.l.f., which is a cream bronzer. How pretty is that? This is the bronzed pink beige, and this blush looks like it's gonna be scary, and it's not scary at all. With cream products especially, I like to take a little bit on my brush, and then I'll just put it on the back of my hand first so that I don't have a ton of product. And I'm basically making the shape of a 3. You know, you go where the sun would naturally hit you. That's why it's so important to make sure you get the right bronzer shade. And if you're fair like me, it's gotta be a really light one. And this one actually looks dark, but it's not that dark. As you can see, it kind of blends in naturally. And then I'll take a little bit more and I'll just go down my neck. I'm gonna add a little teeny bit more bronzer to my face just because I have been a hiking goddess. My gym is also really close to my apartment, so I can walk there, and I love that. It's my dream come true to be able to walk to the gym. I know I sound like all I do is work out, but I swear I don't. I do other things with my life. Working out is my stress relief. Isn't this such a nice bronzer? I want to say this whole compact is I think $6, and you get a cream blush and a cream bronzer. Great stuff. I'm not going to use the blush today though, just because I want to use a different one that goes with the eye look. And then you can just wipe off the back of your hand where you put the other product on. You guessed it. I really just like everything to be so blended. I'm gonna be using, I know this is a under 20 or tutorial, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is more than that, but you can buy these on their own now. So I'm gonna be using Fawn, and I think you can get it for like $12 for the pan. That's a great price. That's the same price as getting a drugstore contour, and it's so nice and cool toned. This is the e.l.f. Micro Contour Brush. I think it's number 108. Yes, it is. And I am going to really gently dab it in the side of this fawn, because I say gently because it does pick up a lot of pigment. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. See that? Picks up a lot of pigment. And I just don't like to have a super harsh line. And I'll just pick up a little bit more. I'm gonna set my under eye now. I'm gonna use another little toothbrush type brush. This one is from Moda, and I'll link it. I love it so much. And I'm using the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'll just grab a little bit. That's a lot of bits. I'm gonna tap it back in the cap. This should be fun to try to close later. It is legit. I've been using this for years. I don't use it all the time, to be honest, because I get lazy, and so I'll just like put whatever powder I'm putting all over my face under my eyes. And honestly, I shouldn't do that because, I don't know, it's probably not that flattering. This is a new brand called C'est Moi. I have been lucky enough to work with them and do makeup for them, and they just launched at Target. Holy bananas. This is a brand that is geared for teens, and I do not care that I am not a teen because their stuff is really good. And I'm gonna use a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is the number 18. They did just change up their brushes, but I'm sure they have a blush brush because, you know, that's life. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Charisma today. And again, I'm gonna put some of it on my hand. And then with your cheekbones, I like to start right about here, kind of like right in the middle of my cheek, and then just work it up and back. I had a powder brush somewhere and I have no idea where I put it. So I'm just gonna grab my bronzer brush, and there's nothing on it. This is another Sonia Kashuk. This is the number 19. Again, they changed everything up. So I actually grabbed a few of these brushes while they were on sale just because, you know, why not? It's always nice to have a backup. And I'm gonna be using, this is the Semois Brilliance Face Powder. I'm using shade Ivory. This is a powder foundation. If you are a teen, you can just use this as your foundation. I'm just gonna use this as my powder today. Okay, face is done. I'm trying to think if I should do eyebrows or eyes. I'm gonna do my eyebrow. To start for eyes, I'm gonna be using a crease brush. I'm just gonna do a little bit of powder, nothing crazy. This is one from Moda. It was part of a set, so it doesn't have a name on it, but it's a little crease brush. I will find it, I will link it. And I'm gonna use this is another Semois product. This is the Envision eyeshadow palette. It's really great for natural makeup. Everything's just really nice and soft. I'm gonna start with, let's try Savvy. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit. Look at that. That's what I mean, these powders are so pretty. I'm gonna zoom in. So I'm just doing a windshield wiper motion. All I wanna do is just carve out a little definition in my eye. I'm gonna go underneath my eyes now. This is the e.l.f. Precisely Clear smudge. Is this the smudge brush? I can't remember, pencil brush. I will look it up. It's my favorite thing. I use it every single day and I bring it with me on every single vacation because it's so pointed that you can do your liner with it too. And I'm just gonna go under my eyes with it. Just for a little definition there. Just to connect that, I'm just gonna connect that with that top line. This is my other e.l.f. brush, but it's obviously I haven't washed it, so it's kind of gross. I try to wash a few brushes every single day so that it never builds up, and I don't know, this one I guess slipped through the cracks. Let's blend that out. Okie doke. I'm gonna take this same brush because why not? And I'm gonna go in that Peace shade and just get a little on my lids. Only because you can see my veins. I'm gonna be using, this is the Fearless eyeliner pencil. It only comes in one shade, black. I do hope that they come out with a brown soon. And because this is a green look, you have two options. These are the Semois Visionary Makeup Crayons. These are legit my favorite thing. They're so creamy and so pigmented. And I think because the line is for teens, I feel like these would be great for school spirit stuff too. Like if you were a cheerleader or a dance kid and you have to use crayons, like they don't have any junk ingredients. They don't have bad ingredients. Everything's really good for teen skin. But this is the green pencil. Can you see how creamy and pigmented this is? It reminds me of the NYX jumbo pencils, except these do not burn your eyes or skin at all. This shade was Leaf, super pretty, but this is, I'm not even kidding you, what I'm gonna use today is my favorite product in the entire line. It is the makeup crayon in turquoise, and I am obsessed with it. Like, it is the coolest shade. I don't have anything like it. It's incredible. Then once these set, they don't move. So you can use them all over and they won't move. And what I do is I grab, this is the e.l.f. precisely clear eyeliner brush, and I grab this and I just take the pigment right out of the pencil that way, because I can do a fine eyeliner look with it, and that feels like a really easy way to wear color. Here's what's so incredible about these pencils is once they dry, they just, that's it. That's where they stay. Like you have about 30 to 60 seconds to work with them, and then they're there. And they're not even waterproof. They just don't budge. It's awesome. I'm gonna start out with the black liner pencil, and you do wanna make sure that your pencils are always sharp. So I'm gonna sharpen it. Hang on to your pencil sharpener and sharpen it in between each side when you're using a pencil like this, because it will make a big difference. I'm just trying to get this pencil as close as I can to my lash line. Whenever I wear color, I feel like I just want a little depth at the eye. I'm gonna sharpen it again. I take this guy, my turquoise, my most favorite product, and my liner brush, and I'll grab a little bit of the product. And I'll just go on the back of my hand so I can control how much I'm applying on my eye. And I'll zoom back in so you can see. I find it so much easier to apply eyeliner in those little teeny lines. I cannot do a big full line. And now while it's not set yet, I'm gonna add just a little teeny bit more just to really brighten up that line and get the full turquoise incredible pigment. But you do have to work, you know, not super quickly, but fairly quickly. And how awesome is this brush, this $3 brush from e.l.f. that applies the line this way? I'll grab a little bit more for that second line. My eyes are two different shapes, so sometimes that's tricky, but I feel like today it was a success. Oh, but here's another thing that's kind of rad is this is the Semois cleansing cloth, and look at that. They just like so gently come off. I never use makeup wipes to clean my actual face, but I always use them to clean the back of my hand when I'm doing makeup and just to clean my brushes quickly. Like this is my eyelash comb from Sonia Kashuk, and I hope that they came out with something comparable to this when they redid the line, because it's the metal lash comb and it's one of the best products on earth. It really defines your lashes like nothing else. And I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in Black Brown, which is my favorite mascara on earth. All right, mascara, we all know how this goes. I'm gonna let that dry and then I'm gonna do lashes. You don't have to do lashes, obviously, but I'm gonna do lashes because I like them. I'll do my lips right now. This is the e.l.f. lip liner in Nude Pink. I don't really love to overline my lips, but I just go right on that line, and like the lip liner is barely touching your lips. so you don't get that weird harsh line of lip liner where, you know, remember the 90s? This brush is, these e.l.f. liners are awesome because they have a brush on the other side. So if it does get messy, you can just use this brush and clean it up, or you could dip this brush into powder, set the edge. So smart. I'm telling you, e.l.f. makes the best brushes. All right, this is the Semois Luminary Lip Crayon in Fresh, and these are, they're almost more of a solid gloss, if that makes sense. And then this is their Reflect Lip Gloss. This is Opulence. It's clear, but with a little bit of glitter. Just dab that right in the center of my lips. For lashes, I'm going to be using my Girl Get Glamorous lashes in Double Tapped. And these are $20, but they can be reused up to 25 times if you take good care of them. So it makes them less than $1 per wear. Oh my gosh, I just love them so much. This poor box though got a little, I bring it everywhere, so these just came out to Vegas with me. The box is starting to look how I felt at the end of that weekend. The key with false lashes is you really want to use this side of your tweezer and really try to get them to blend with your own lashes at the base. Just keep pressing them in until they're dry, and then they'll really stay on all night. And two, it'll just make them look more natural. I feel like my face is still a little bit too light, so I'm grabbing, this is my Boots number 7 bronzer in Golden Sand. Really pretty fair shade. See how nice and light it is? And I'll grab my Sonia Kashuk brush again that I use for powder. Start with my neck. Ta-da! Here is the finished look, my pop of green. Let me know what you think, and you can go check out more on the blog at Girl Get Glamorous. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Cool, huh?